Welcome to Superglue Wooden Pirates Sex. Welcome to Superglue Wooden Pirates Sex Scene. Welcome to Superglue Wooden Pirates Sex Scene Sex Scene Education Episode 4. So thanks for joining me again on my 4th episode of Sex Scene Education, where we talk about movies that I like and they have sex scenes in them, and I talk a bit about them and the nudity because I'm immature and I love it, man. And I was raised in the era of teen comedies and that kind of stuff, so I'm never going to change. I love this shit. So today's episode is about the movie Black Snake Moan. Black Snake Moan is a 2006 movie from writer-director Craig Brewer, who did Hustle and Flow before that, and it stars Christina Ricci, Samuel L. Jackson and Justin Timberlake. The story centres around Christina Ricci, who is a nymphomaniac. Now, most of you know Christina Ricci. She was in Addams Family. She plays Wednesday Addams. That's where I first saw her as a kid, and I had a crush on her. And then she got a bit older and she was in Casper, the movie, and still had a crush on her. Whoa, hold it right there. That sounded dodgy. When I said I fancied her as a kid, I meant I was a kid, just to clarify. Me and Christina Ricci are around the same age. So I just want to put that out there before somebody thinks I'm like, I don't know, R. Kelly or something. And then she got a bit older and then did this. Well, she did other stuff, obviously. Like Sleepy Hollow and whatnot. But this was the first time you saw her naked. She's not naked that much in it. But I'll tell you now, within the first 5 minutes of the movie, she sleeps with Justin Timberlake, because that's her boyfriend. And he's going to join the army, so he's leaving her for a few weeks or a few months or whatever. And she's not going to be able to cope not getting laid. And within minutes of him leaving, she's getting the back knocked out of her in the toilets by some big black guy. On the same night, she then goes to a party, and she's having a drink, takes some drugs, and she's getting all horny again. She kind of has these these spasms where she just loses control and can't control herself, obviously, and she's just scratching herself and just like dying for the cock. And she gets railed again on the football pitch, drunk. And then Justin Timberlake's friend decides to take her home and look after her. On the way home, he tries to have sex with her because he knows that she loves it, but she doesn't want it. So he punches fuck out of her, unfortunately, and then leaves her by the side of the road. The next morning, Samuel L. Jackson, who has just broke up with his wife because she cheated on him and she's left him, he's going through some emotional issues. He finds her and takes her home and nurses her, and then goes and finds out who she is, and then learns about her disease, if you will, or condition of being a nymphomaniac, and decides he wants to cure her and get the demon out of her. Not put the semen in her, get the demon out of her. And he chains her up in his house so she can't fuck anybody or take drugs or do anything, and tries to rehabilitate her, basically. So yeah, Samuel L. Jackson doesn't sleep with her, so you're not going to get to see his big black snake if that's what you're looking for. If you are looking for big cocks in movies, because I'm not going to be doing any videos on those, but I can tell you, you can see one in the movie Shame. Michael Fassbender, within the first few minutes, his cock is swinging on the screen. And Watchmen movie, there's a big blue one. If you like big blue cocks, check that one out. As you can imagine, she doesn't want to be chained up, and she tries to get away, but she can't. And there's a scene where she tries to run off, but she's chained up, so it's like a dog, you run that far and the chain fucking yanks you back. And that's what happens to her. But it's around her waist, it's not like around the neck. And Samuel L. Jackson's like pulling her back into the house, and he's got this stare, like when she's pulled her in, he's like, the Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson stare, the big eyes. Now, there's not that much sex or nudity in this film. There's a little bit at the beginning, like I mentioned. But she's an nymphomaniac, and she's locked in the house while Samuel L. Jackson goes to get some groceries or something. And Samuel L. Jackson's got a young teenage lad who works for him with his crops and that, because he's a farmer. And he comes round while Samuel L. is out and knocks the door, doesn't answer, decides to go in because he's that comfortable with him. And then Christina Ricci's in there dying. She's like, I need the cock. And just fucking whips a t-shirt straight off, tits out, and just jumps on him. And you don't see, but she fucks him. And then Samuel L. comes back and catches him in the act. So that's not the last time you see Christina Ricci naked in the movie, because she does become rehabilitated. And did I say that right? Rehabilitated? Sounded like Smuse there. Rehabilitated. Sorry, Joe. So she does become rehabilitated by the end of the movie. Spoiler. And yeah, so if you do want to see her naked again in another movie, you can check out Prozac Nation. She's kind of playing like a similar character, not an nymphomaniac, but she's definitely like a druggie in that. Prozac Nation gives it away. She's got tits out in that, you can check that out. So overall, Black Snake Moan, here it is on DVD. You can check that out wherever you stream movies. I'm not going to tell you to do it illegally, but you do what you want to do. Or you could find it on Amazon for £1 or something. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed it when I first saw it, and I watched it again recently. It still holds up, and it's a great Samuel L. Jackson performance. He's one of my favourite, if not my favourite actors of all time. It's probably between him and De Niro. I just love Samuel L. He's the dog's bollocks. Did you know that Samuel L. Jackson has the highest grossing box office ever? And that means all the films he's done, if you add all the money together that they've made, he's got the highest one. Like, his movies have made more. I know he has done more movies, so it's kind of, not cheating, but you know, the more movies you do, the more money it makes. It was Harrison Ford. He was winning. And then Samuel L. took over because of like Avengers and stuff. And then Harrison Ford got back in front again because he did another Star Wars. He did Force Awakens. But then Samuel L. has done Infinity War and Endgame and everything. So Samuel L., I doubt he'll ever be topped. Well, if he is, it'll be a long time. But yeah, Samuel L. is a dog's bollocks in this. Great character. He plays a guitar as well. I know that's not sexy, but you know, I'm just telling you some film stuff. He plays a guitar, and he didn't know how to play guitar before this film. He learnt that for the film, so fair play to him. He sings the blues, and he does sing the song Black Snake Moan, which is where the movie gets its title. There's no snakes in this movie, but he did go on to do Snakes on a Plane after this movie. Like, it was the next movie he did, so you can check that out. There's no sex in that either, but there's plenty of snakes. So, thanks for checking my video out. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next time for another one. If you want something a bit more serious, you can check out SGWP Gaming, where Smuse talks about all the latest games. And you can check out Mutiny Music, where Smeeburn talks about music, reviews albums and such. So those are all below this video. Click on those, check those out. Maybe check out our podcast. It's a bit longer, obviously, and we talk about all new movies, movies on streaming sites, old movies, what's happening in the world of news with movies. We just talk about movies. So check that out on all major platforms, or don't, whatever you want to do. Catch you next time.